Hello, Facebook.
Hey, Periscope.
Hey, YouTube. Welcome to the Only D Show. I'm your girl, Lala.
I'm Devante.
All right, guys. So tonight's show, you want to go ahead and...
Tonight's show is going to be a tad bit unique. You know, a few months ago, we had a confessional show. So we're going to pretty much have like a part 2 or an extension of that show tonight. But before, we wanted to pretty much come to y'all tonight and let you know that we are here. We didn't forget about the show tonight. So what we're doing is we're going to come, let you know, hey, we're filming. But tonight we're turning off the live cams. Mm-hmm. We're going to film.
Yes.
And for y'all to keep your notifications on.
Exactly.
And we're going to come back and we're going to open up, the lines. You can call in.
Absolutely.
You can call in on Periscope. We're going to put up a number for you to call in on live if you want to just call the phone lines. And if there's something that you yourself want to talk about tonight, as far as something that's been weighing heavily on you, or something that you really want to get off your chest, by all means, we're here. You can talk about it with us, and we will do our best,
right,
to be there for you within that moment.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to turn off the live cams and we're going to just film. Thank you. Like I said, we're just going to turn off the live cams for now so we're not distracted in any way whatsoever. And we can pretty much, hi from New York.
Hello.
But like I said, keep those notifications back, keep them on, because we'll be back on about 30 to 45 minutes. So if you just wanted to, rejoin the conversation, or like I said, if you wanted to call in when we do come back on, we'll be here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Just remember that, but we'll be back momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm Devante.
And I'm Lala.
All right. We'll be back.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye. All right. So, where do you want to start with first?
I mean, it's kind of hard,
Yeah.
Where to start, where to end. This is kind of, this particular conversation, and the skills for me tonight, it kind of, where we had that conversation earlier this year and everything, per se, where last year actually I said I wanted to have another confessional show because I was kind of feeling some type of way,
Right.
But on our New Year's segment, I had said that I was leaving a particular part of me or a particular thing behind, which was that need, that companionship, or that continuous urge for companionship. And the reason why that is because ever since I would say my last 2 relationships, actually it's not even my last relationships, it's all relationships that I've ever really truly been in. I don't think I've never truly felt like I was ever truly wanted or needed. And in my very last relationship, I felt used. And ever since that relationship ended, I just feel like no one even sees me for me. No one acknowledges me. No one takes the time to get to know me. No one, asks my name, asks what it is that I want, or like for like certain dating sites and everything that I'm on, I don't have my picture up anymore, and I feel like I get mixed reviews with my picture up. I don't feel personally that I'm an unattractive person, but either when people see my picture, either they consider me to either be, they see my picture and is, oh, he looks stuck up, or no, that's too bougie, or automatically I feel unattractive, you know. Growing up, me on the last confessional, you know, that we had, I told you all that I've always had an issue with my skin tone. And so whenever the conversation is going well, like super great, you know, with someone that I'm talking to, prior to them seeing my picture and everything, and I get the whole, oh my God, where have you been all my life comments, and I really want to meet you, I really want to see where things go and everything, and the conversation is just like, oh my gosh, and we're making these plans and things of that nature to, you know, meet up one day, and then the pictures are exchanged, and either the conversation dies off or the blocks happen.
Oh no.
You know, so it makes me feel a certain type of way. And even from a relationship standpoint and everything, it made me like look back on my relationships, and I'm like, was anyone ever truly with me because they found me to be like, oh my God, attractive, or, you know, he's really handsome, or, you know, he's this. I mean, right now I feel like in my everyday life I'm battling with my weight and, you know, just outward appearance, you know. So
can I ask you something? Since you have lost the weight, do you still feel the same way with sharing pictures with someone when y'all start, you know, conversing?
I still feel the same way somewhat, because I still don't take a lot of selfies. I will say that since I've started losing weight, I find people approaching me more in public than what they used to. But, or I get more compliments in public than what I used to. But I still don't feel like that my outward appearance is what I would want it to be. And that's not even what it should be. That's not what should matter. But in any relationship that you're in, or any conversation that you're in, you know, everyone wants to, you know, have that level of attraction, you know, from, you know, their companions, or, you know, their lover, their partner, you know, whatever. And with conversing with people, I've just never felt like I've ever truly ever received that. And even here lately and everything, I mean, I've had, you know, guys say, oh my God, you're so fine, you're so sexy, you're this and everything, and I find myself questioning it, you know. So I was like, is it true? Is this really how you feel? Are you just buttering me up, you know, to strike a deadly blow, you know, later on? Because I've had the questions of, can you send me money? Can you give me a ride? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? I mean, and it just makes me wonder, are you giving me the compliments, you know, just so I can do something in return for you? Because we know the games, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I will say that from women, I get more attention. You know, I have been pulled onto a dance floor by a woman before, but we all know that's not what it is that I want. So that's not what I desire. So I mean, of course, you know, I spend my nights sometimes laying in my bed and just like, God, what it is that I'm doing wrong, you know. I have this personality that is outspoken, you know, that is up here and everything, but when it comes down to approaching someone, to trying to date someone and everything, is I'm extremely shy, and I just don't really know how to really do it. I try, and I feel like I overcompensate at times. I will debate with myself for days on end before even reaching out to someone. Like I'll see someone's profile, or I'll see someone in public, and I'm like, should I not? Oh my God, they're probably not gonna, really like me.
So you go in with doubting.
Yeah,
it from the get go.
From the jump, because
I do that too.
I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of have trust issues with guys that don't have any obvious outward flaws. And the reason why that is because within our community there is, this high percentage of sexually transmitted diseases.
Absolutely.
And they do get a lot more attention than guys that do who battle with weight problems and whose skin is not flawless, whose teeth are not flawless, whose mannerisms are in a certain way, whose money doesn't look a certain way, so whenever I see a guy whose outward appearance is just way too put together off top, I question him. If he's way too fit, if his skin is way too flawless, if his teeth are just way too flawless, I'm just like, it must be personality, or what does he have? And it makes me feel bad that I even think that way, and I'm like, he's just a very attractive guy, but if he doesn't have maybe one tooth out of place, or one ear that's a little too big, or a lazy eye or something like that, or that crooked finger. I mean, just something that just maybe that makes him feel insecure. It might not even make him feel insecure, but to me, that I would think, I would never ask him about it, but that would make me think he grew up feeling insecure about this.
Right.
Because we all know that when you have certain outward flaws, you have to either learn to deal with it, or you battle with it each and every day until you do, learn to deal with it. And I used to only, want to be with a guy who was smaller than me, lighter than me, shorter than me, because I felt like those were like the perfect guys. He was fit, his skin was gonna be, great, he wasn't gonna have any major, health issues, anything of that nature. That's just how I felt. But I've been learning that that's not the case, so I've been developing, into broaden my horizon to guys that are darker than me, a little bit bigger than me, things of that nature. I find guys, who have a little pudge, and everything, to be attractive, because there's nothing wrong with it, but when it comes down to myself, it's just like, nope, if my stomach isn't flat, if my chest isn't tight, if my teeth don't look good, I have issue with my eyebrows. I continue to tell people that I want to be microbladed.
Really?
Like, I will take a picture of myself and I will look at my eyebrows, and if my eyebrows do not come through, I delete the picture.
Really? I had no idea.
I have an issue with my eyebrows. I cannot stand my eyebrows.
Wow.
Book code, as far as I say, I hate my eyebrows.
So is that something that you want to do, is get microbladed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if that's something that's going to make you happy, I say you go ahead and do it. Because you deserve to be happy. You know? You done lost all this weight. You look great.
I don't feel like it.
You do. You look great. You look great. But if that's something that you want to do, I say go ahead and do it.
I was still called fat the other day.
Really? By who? Well, not by who, but where?
I don't know who the person was, but it was just last weekend, and one of my friends that I went out with, I took a picture on Snap, and I'm trying my hardest not to cry.
Oh, cousin.
But I took a picture on Snap, and I thought nothing of it. This dude seriously was called out because he was with me, and the dude said that he's not apparently he and I are friends on Snap or something. I don't even know the dude, but he said that he's not attracted to fat dudes, and I'm like, I'm working so hard to lose weight. I'm still being called fat. Why? If it's not my skin, if it's not my smile, if it's not my weight, what is it? Like, why can I not find no one who just loves me for me?
I know how you feel about that. I definitely know how you feel about that.
Everyone who talks to me or who gives me a chance, they end up saying that I'm too high class, I'm too sedity, self-centered, I'm this or that and everything. And this is all for they even give me a true chance. And then they turn from that to starting to try to use me. Because they start seeing dollar signs. So I've always felt like I've never been loved. I've always felt used. So I'm questioning all my relationships.
I didn't know that you felt like this. I never knew this. I never knew this.
I am seriously questioning who I am as a man. What God's plan is for me. If I should continue to live in South Carolina anymore. What love even means anymore. Because dating in this age and time is like obsolete. When it comes down to family support, sometimes I feel like it's not there. And living in the South and being Baptist and black is still a topic, being gay and everything is still tiptoed around, no matter how people say that it's accepted. You still hear, oh, well, he's like that. Mm-hmm. They won't just come out and say it.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel like, do you accept it?
I had no idea that you felt like this. I mean, because every time I see you, you know, you have your head up high. Like, I would have never known this. I would have never known that this bothered you. I didn't even know about the whole microblading thing. I didn't know that you didn't like your eyebrows. I didn't know that.
My eyebrows.
This is something new for me. I didn't even know any of this.
I am a very strong person, very strong-willed person, and if I don't want to show any emotion whatsoever, because I have trained myself to not show emotion.
Yeah, I have to.
You know,
I have to.
I will seriously get up, go to work, go out, you know, have myself a good time and everything, go to dinners, go to movies, you know, go to balls and everything, and it will not show anyone anything that's going on in my life. And if somebody asks, I'm good.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect, everything's fine. I have no issues in my life. I have no issues in my immediate circle. I have no issues in my family. Or it will be, I mean, you know, I'm like everybody else. You know, I have my problems, I have my this, I have my that. You know, I make it sound normal. But when it comes down to me having my restless nights, me being up, me driving from here to the South Carolina Georgia border or the South Carolina North Carolina border, you know, because I can't sleep at night, I tell no one. I tell no one. I keep it all inside. Because it's a big difference in going to your mother, going to your father, going to a sibling, you know, going to a cousin or a best friend, and putting your head on their shoulder and telling them about these problems, than being able to turn to someone who's supposed to actually hold your hand and walk with you and tell them about the problems. And having them to console you and tell you, you know, that you're handsome, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, and everything.
Yeah.
Because your mother, your father can tell you you're handsome. You know, we all feel that it's their job to say it. They might not feel that way, but they're gonna still say, "Oh no, I didn't make no ugly babies." Almost every, and I say almost every parent in this world says, "I ain't have no ugly child." I only brought beautiful kids into this world. You're this, you're that, you know, you don't dress bad, you know, you don't look bad, you're this, your skin, I mean, I think the main compliments that I have always gotten as far as my outward appearance goes is my smile. You know.
Yeah, same here.
I have a beautiful smile. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I've gotten mostly from women that I'm handsome. You know. Because a lot of women like, you know, more heavy set men. You know. Most women like either men to be more on that more stocky, muscular side, or they like for them to be extremely fit. There's not a lot of in between when it comes down to women. But when it comes down to gay guys, you know, in the LGBT community and everything, it's hard. You hear about the whole, like I said, teddy bear thing. I don't know where I fit in that. Because I'm not big enough to be a teddy bear. I'm not small enough to be fit. And I don't want to be a big guy. But when you get called fat or you're shamed for being too dark. You're shamed because you're not masculine enough. And I hate these film and masculine titles and everything. I'm like, I'm me. I'm gonna treat you as you. Please treat me as me. Why is it that I have to over masculinize myself, or become less dominant or whatever, the case may be? I don't want to take control of you, and I keep running into, these guys who want to be treated as females, and I'm like, that's not what I've ever been attracted to. I don't want to sit up here and whip you or control you or say, oh no, we're not eating, here, we're gonna eat there. And then when you feel some type of way because you feel like you're in an abusive relationship, now here I am trying to be like, that's not the case. This is what you've been wanting since the beginning. This is how you want it to be treated. So now you feel like you're being oppressed, but this is how you say you like to be treated. So what is it? I'm so confused. I'm one of those people that within my relationships, I treat people equal to me. I like to be led just as much as I like to lead. Take the reins sometimes. Am I going to probably take control or lead more than I follow? Probably so. Because that's my nature. I'm more of a leader than I'm a follower. But I'm not going to sit up here and leave you by the wayside and let your opinions go unnoticed. That's not how I was raised. That's not how I am by nature. But I run into so many people who do not appreciate that. So this makes me feel like, what is the purpose? What do I even try? I even have family members that are the exact same way, where I try to be there for them and everything, and I try to account for their opinions. I try to help them, further themselves, and when I do so, it's just like, what was the purpose? There was no sense in me thinking of helping you better this event or better your life or doing this or doing that. I mean, I'm not perfect in any way whatsoever, but don't ask me to help you do something if you truly don't want it. Don't. It makes me feel useless and unwanted.
Wow, I had no idea. My goodness.
So people will never truly know what it is that people go through. That's why I say, no matter how much money you think somebody has or somebody does have, they might not be as happy as you think they are. No matter how great somebody does look, you don't know,
Yeah.
So I'm getting the compliments from people that I know in my personal life about me losing weight, but when you're still being called certain names, or you still are looked at in a certain light and everything, yeah,
It push you right back into that place that you just try so hard to leave.
and especially when it was not even a week ago. Like, wow, that of all things? What? And I keep being told to slow down my weight loss.
I think you look good. Do you think you look good? Do you feel good when you look in the mirror at yourself?
Depends on if I have clothes on or not.
Really?
Depends on what the outfit is. If I have clothes on or not. That all depends. It all depends. I will wear certain outfits, and like I don't know if you notice or not and everything, but almost on every show, I'm like, oh, I look skinny right there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I look fat right there.
Yeah.
You know, I
really
keep making the comments.
Yeah.
You know, during this journey, the comments just have not stopped of me, and I mean, I'm noticing myself. I'm like, I just keep looking. I keep looking. I keep looking. I keep looking, and the most for me of how I know that I'm losing weight and everything is mainly with my pants that I can't keep up around my waist. They need tightening my belt. You know, or I'll buy a shirt and the shirt will be too big. Those things make me feel great because I will go try on a pair of pants that I used to not be able to get in at all, and I will try them on and be able to buckle them and zip them up and everything, and even if they're still somewhat tight, the fact that I was able to do it, or even if I try them on and they're and have room in them without a belt on, I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes me shout. You know, it makes me feel great. But whenever someone has a negative comment, you know, typically I don't show that it bothered me. Because like I said, I've trained myself. You know, the whole saying, never let somebody see you sweat. I have trained myself to never let someone see it. And really, the only reason why any of this is happening tonight is because I pretty much walked through the doors tonight and I said, it will all be raw tonight. Put the guards down, let it flow. Whatever comes out, comes out. You know, don't fight nothing back.
Right.
You can't have the type of show that we're trying to have tonight and everything and say the things that we're saying tonight, and if you say it and you don't feel it, you don't show it. You know, I could try my hardest to fight everything back, and I'm like, oh, I could really see the tears welling up in your eyes, but you didn't do it. You know, I mean, being a professional and everything, no, we don't want to sit here and be boo-hoo and crying, you know, the entire goddamn show.
I know. I got good.
You know, we don't want to do that.
You know, I was making me cry. I was just, you know, I was just telling myself, Mother, don't you do it. Don't you let those things go through that, bash your outline in that bitch.
We don't want to, but at the same during time, it's one of those things. Make that connection, because you never know who might be going through the exact same thing.
Right.
You know, and that's the reason why I vowed to leave that want and that need in 2019. Stop looking for it. Let it find you. It will come. Has it been trying to present itself to me in 2020? It has. Mm-hmm. But I'm being more cautious because I'm still having a hard time believing.
Yeah.
You know, probably not even 4 days ago, somebody gave me a compliment. The day after that, he asked me if I had cash out.
What?
I was like, this close. I was like, you was this close. Like, wow. I really thought that you was somebody. You had great conversation, you know. We were conversing back and forth and everything. Conversation was going great. You know, it kind of fell off, you know, a little bit throughout the day and everything. But I'm just like, okay, look, and they were both adults. Mm-hmm. You know, I get busy at work, he get busy at work, you know. I don't know if he has children, you know, or he's talking to somebody else and everything. I mean, it's an app. You can't get in your feelings until you have been talking to this person for weeks or months or whatever, y'all have made a commitment to each other. So don't get in your feelings about nothing. Until like a day or two later, he hit me up and everything, and we were chatting, and then he seriously came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, do you have cash out?" I stopped talking. Just stopped talking. I said, "Nope, I will not do this. I have never sent anybody money, and I will not start now. I'm not taking care of no one who I'm not committed to. You're not taking care of me, and I don't believe this whole thing of if you can let me borrow the money, I'll give it right back to you. I don't know you, and I'm nobody's prey. You will not prey on me. I'm not gullible. No, I refuse. I may want somebody in my life badly, but I will not buy you. Once I start, you will never leave. I will not buy your love. I will not buy your companionship. I will not buy your body. If I didn't earn it, or you didn't earn me, I don't want it. And it's so sad there are so many people out here that are seriously like that. So sad. So many people that are actually willing to put themselves through it, and so many people that are actually doing it to other people. I mean, we just seen it, you know, on AJ and the Queen. You know, unfortunately, Robert didn't know he was going through it until the last second.
Yeah.
But can't remember you know, his boyfriend's name at the time and everything, but he put him through it and stole all his money from him. And I refuse. Refuse.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
It really is.
But y'all, that's enough about me.
Yes.
I went on and on.
I'm scared. See low. I guess I would say about me holding myself back, because I've done that throughout the years, you know, and a lot of people know that my biggest thing is my mom, you know, that's the biggest thing, and I try to not let it affect me, you know, as much as through my teen years and, you know, through my 20s and everything like that. But now it's really starting to affect me, because I'm, you know, seeing what she likes on Facebook and who she likes on Facebook, and, you know, as far as like, you know, comments and or just pictures or anything. And it's mostly my sisters, of course. You know, my sister just had a fashion. No, you know, I'm not trying to bash my sister. I love all of my sisters, you know. I do. I love all of my sisters. But with my mom, you know, stuff that I post, never likes it. Never likes it. The shows that I posted, never liked it. Even though she didn't come to the show, of course, but she never liked it. You know, my sister just went to Fashion in the City. And she was in Fashion in the City. She was one of the models in there. And, you know, my mom, my stepdad went and everything, took pictures and all that stuff. Oh, that's cool. You know, all that's cool. But when my sister, she had posted just like a few days, I think it was like either the other day or probably yesterday, because, you know, I seen Onisha Eden, she, you know, hosted it and everything. You know, Lovely Big O. I love you, Lovely Big O. But my sister, she put that my parents are my number one supporters. I was like, okay. I was alright. I took it in. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm not. And then I dwelled on it. And then it just
so you felt like she should have...
It just came back in my mind and everything. And I went back to the post and everything my sister posted, and she was like, my parents are my number one supporters. And I'm just like, okay, can't you support all your kids? Even though you don't agree with their lifestyle or my lifestyle. I'm not out here selling drugs. I'm not out here prostituting. I'm not out here doing anything illegal. I'm out here doing the same thing my sister is doing pretty much, just, lip syncing, performing other people's songs, whatever. And I can't even get a single like of a video from you, a single heart, a single, whoa, you did that, congratulations. I mean, I'm just like, dude, nothing I do can please you. And I have found out throughout all these years, I have been trying to please my mother just so she can accept me and like me, and everything that I do is not good enough. But you let my sisters post anything or whatever, she praises them. She praises them down. But me, on the other hand, I can go out here, and not saying that I have done it, but give a homeless person $100, post it on Facebook and everything about my good deed. She probably didn't like that either, because of who I am.
So you think it all stems directly from sexuality?
I think so, but this was happening when I was a kid too. I noticed this when I was a kid. My grandmother pretty much bought me stuff. My mom, she, took care of my sisters, of course, but I remember one time my sisters, they came back and everything, and they was just like, haha, mommy bought me this and everything, and I'm looking like, well, what did I get? Nothing. So throughout years, I was like, okay, I'm not my stepdad's child. Okay, that's what I thought it was as a kid. I'm like, okay, I'm not my stepdad's child. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I don't know what happened between my mom and my dad. So I was just like, maybe, it's because I'm my daddy's child. Maybe she don't like me because I'm my daddy's child.
So you thought when she looked at you, she saw him?
Maybe so. I don't know. But, it would hurt me, of course. I would cry about it, and that's throughout the years what I thought. Now that I'm transitioning and everything, I'm like, well, maybe it's because of my lifestyle, and I would like for her and I to have a better relationship, to communicate more. She support me as she do others. When I was, doing songwriting and everything, I would let her hear a few, things that I had wrote. I even, sent her lyrics that I was writing and be like, hey mom, just so she could interject with me. You're like, okay mom, like, should I change this up or should I do this? So mama, she could sing. She done made albums with the Bethlehem Baptist Church Young Adult Choir and stuff like that. So she's been in studios and all that stuff. She knows, how this thing works. But I would never get nothing back from her. Or she would say, that's good, that's it. Just as if she was just trying to,
just get it over with.
Phone conversations, none. The only time that we do conversate is if something is going on in the family, or or if she wants me to watch Bo or something. That's it. But with my sisters, texts all day long, phone calls, how you doing, all that stuff. Nothing here. And it really bothers me. But like I was telling, one of my coworkers, I was just like, I have learned to hide behind my smile. I'm like, whenever you see me smiling, Everything is not okay. But my smile
It's your shield.
will tell you otherwise. That everything is okay. You know? And I'm not crying now, but I think I cried myself out. You know? But to anybody who have children or who's planning on having, that's my stomach, excuse me, who's planning on having children, that's my stomach, I haven't eaten since early today, but because of the show, you know, because I hate shows like this. I hate it. But to anybody, you know, who's planning on having a child, I don't know how that child is going to turn out to be when they grow up. But are you going to turn your back on them? Or are you still going to love them and support them? Not trying to, you say that they're going to be murderers and stuff like that, but like as far as the LGBTQ community goes, if your child grows up to be gay or bisexual or transgender, are you going to turn your backs on that child? Because most of the time, being gay and being transgender starts at a young age. You can pretty much tell with a boy that he's gonna be gay when he grows up. Like he's feminine. You already know that. Well, you know, you pretty much can tell, but you just don't know. Some guys are feminine and they're married to women. They claim they're straight, but they're married to women. But are you going to turn your backs on your child? Are you going to praise your other kids over that child? Because all it does is damages the person. It damages the child, I want to say. Especially when they grow up. Because you're holding all this in.
You feel like it's damaged you?
Yes. Yeah, I feel like it's damaged me. I feel like that I have held myself back because all I've ever wanted was the love and attention from my mom that she gave my sisters. And
to what extent do you feel like you held yourself back?
Everything. Songwriting. Everything. Everything to succeed in life. And then when I see other people succeeding in my family and everything, I'm like, dang, that could have been me. But I'm like, you got your mom, your dad, and everything supporting you and all that stuff. And I'm so grateful that my dad came to my show and my stepmom came to my show. That meant the world to me. But if anything, if it's on Facebook, we're friends, you're my mother, I know you see it. Do you just scroll really quick and go to the next post or whatever? No, it hurts. But at the end of the day, I have to stop pleasing my mother and please myself. You know, and someone told me, they was like, why don't you just, you know, delete her off Facebook and everything?
That's not an easy thing to do.
It's not an easy thing to do. It's not. You know, I can delete so many people, but when it comes to my mom and everything like that,
when it comes to a parental figure and everything, no matter how old you get, no matter what it is what you have been through with them and everything, that's almost an impossible task. You know, with my biological father, I'm not friends on any social media site with him. That's primarily because, you know, he's been incarcerated since before I had a lot of social media. Mm-hmm. But if we were, you know, associated on any social media, I'll probably find it an impossible task to, you know, delete him. And this man has almost taken my life. He's almost taken my life. He was about this close to taking my mother's life, and I witnessed it. I witnessed him put a gun to my mother's head. So, I mean, and even seeing all of that growing up and everything, I would probably still find it almost impossible to be like, nope, can't believe them.
Yeah.
I mean, you would want to, but when you grow with, biblical morals, the whole honor thy mother, thy father, stuff in your life, it's like it conflicts you. It really truly does. And with my, I don't say stepfather, but with my father, who is a preacher and everything, with him being in my life and everything, it's like, so I'm supposed to follow a lot of these rules and everything, a lot of these morals. So I can't say if my mother, if my father and everything, and just walk out their lives.
Yeah.
Not that I would, but not that you would or anything of that nature, but that's an impossible task.
Yeah.
That's almost impossible task. And not to try to break this down into a race thing, but the black community is, that's a hard thing to do. That is a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
We go through a lot sometimes with our parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles. I mean, down to where some of us actually get into physical altercations, with them. But come Sunday morning, praise the Lord.
Wow.
I mean, we see it all the time. We see it all the time where certain parents don't have their kids, but Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, where that mama at? Right there. She at the dinner table. She popping fireworks with them. But who got them? Grandma, auntie. But she ain't raising them. Mom and daddy fighting all the darn time. One parent home. They swapping every other weekend. Growing up in single parent homes.
Yeah. That's just wild.
And this is why I hate that the black community is poster children for a lot of things, but this is what we know. Look, I don't know why it is that your mother, does the things that she does when it comes down to you and everything. Like I said, I don't know if it's because she sees your father when she looks at you. Because that is definitely a thing. That is a big thing. I don't know what the relationship between your father and her is.
Everybody's good. Everybody's good now. Like, they all got together for my dad's birthday and everything. What was like 2 years ago, I want to say. Everybody's good. I just think it's me. And back in my, actually I would say like my 30, well, when I turned 30 or whatever, that's when it really started to kick in. And I was like, okay, so if I was to take my life, you would be okay because you still have your two.
You think that's how she would really feel?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because to me, I don't matter. When I get around, certain people, I feel less than. When I get around my sisters, I feel less than.
But that's your sister's on her side. With her.
I feel less than. I feel like I'm a nobody. I feel like, why am I here?
I mean, I've noticed that, because I pay attention to body language. I'm very observant.
Yeah.
I've been around you with both sides of your family. No. And I do notice how you, quote unquote, behave when you're around your mother's children versus your father's children. And even though, because you're technically the oldest child on both sides, right?
Questionable.
Oh, your father's side is questionable.
Questionable.
But with your sisters, you're the oldest, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
With I'll put it this way: with the ones, because I'm trying not to I don't want to put no names out there.
Yeah.
Right? With the ones that I've been around, you're older.
Yeah.
Okay. With the one that on your mother's side that was at your birthday last year and everything, I have noticed that you do behave as though you are beneath, and you even sometimes you kind of take orders, you know, and I don't like that. I'm like, you're older.
Yeah.
You know, but I will say that sister on that side and your sister, the one that we went to stay with last year, both of their personalities are, you know, kind of the same. But when you're with that sister, you behave like a true diva. You don't take orders. You behave like yourself. You know, if you want to do something, you do it. You know, you speak your mind still.
Right.
You know, she may ask you to do something and you may do it, but I don't notice your body language change. I don't notice your personality change. You know, but your sister on your mother's side, you know, I notice the personality change.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I love all my sisters.
I'm not saying that you don't.
Of course, and I don't want them to see this video and they be like, "Oh, you bashing us and everything." Like, no, I'm not bashing y'all or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, why can't we all be equal?
I'm gonna say this, and this is from my standpoint and everything. This is not a bash thing because I'm not certified in psychology in any way whatsoever and everything. But however, when you've been doing certain things for a lifetime, you start to pretty much speak certain truths. And people start to behave and start to do things in a certain light, in a certain way. And it does not have anything to necessarily do with you per se. It kind of stems from, quote unquote, the person above you. And if you already feel some way about your mother in your relationship, anyone who falls beneath her, you will see them in a certain light. You behave towards them in a certain light. You know. Anyone that your mother gravitates, you know, towards immediately, even if she just met them, you would be like, so you just embrace them, but I can't even get a goddamn hug.
Right.
And she just met that person. So it could be somebody in the church, you know, like you go to church with your mom on Sunday and everything, and she be like, Sister Pearl, how you doing and everything, and you know, your mama just walk up and hug her and everything, and you're like, well, I ain't got a hug from you in 4 years.
You know, and it kills me because I was just with my sister. She did my hair and everything. And she was talking about our godmother and all that stuff. And when she mentioned her, she was like, my godmom. And I didn't say anything, but I just looked and I just, you know, listened to her and everything.
She said our.
She didn't say our. She said my
and
godmother.
Words matter.
She said my godmother. Now, mind you, okay, my mother, and her name is Lynn. I'm gonna say that she is an author now. She, you know, she's doing really, really good for herself. They were best friends. They're still best friends to this day. But even like before I was born, they was best friends. She became my godmother. Of course,
First.
she had kids and all that stuff. They were my godbrothers. She had mostly boys until I didn't really know the girl like that when she had the girl, because, you know, we moved away, of course, you know, but, well, I did anyways. But I didn't really know, you know, her daughter like that. I would just see her, you know, about. But you know, when my sister said that, I was just like, you do know that's our godmother, right? Like our, like, you know. So
I know exactly how you feel, seeing as how, like I said, with your relationship with your mother, it didn't come from a place of, you know how kids will say, oh, my mama, my daddy, you know, leave my daddy alone, leave my mama alone, you know, and they do things like that.
Yeah.
But it comes from more of a playful heart. But with your relationship with your mother, you know, anytime someone says my, it automatically puts you into a defense mode, no matter what.
Yeah.
When it comes down to your mother's side of things. And I can see that, because I feel like if it happened on your father's side, because just from meeting your father, your father always says, all my kids, all my kids, all my kids, all my kids, my kids are this, my kids are that, my kids are stars, my kids are this, my kids that. I wish all my kids were here. I wish all my kids were here. You know, he continues to emphasize all my kids, all my kids. So even if I feel like one of your brothers or sisters would have said, my godmother, my godfather, even if y'all shared a godparent, I don't feel like you would have felt any type of way about them saying it. You know, I don't think you would have in that moment. You'd just been like, oh, okay, you know, and you may have had a diva moment, like, you do know that's our godparent, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you may have checked them or something.
Absolutely.
But with it being on the other side, he's like, it may have been an internal thing, you know, but
I mean, like I say, stuff do hurt me, but I have come to the point of, why cry about it? Because crying ain't gonna help nothing.
Do you mind if I talk about the party from last year?
What party?
What we went to?
On which side?
Your mother's side.
Yeah, I don't think I remember it. But yeah.
Christmas party. It was about to play a game, and it was supposed to be boys against girls.
Oh, my sister. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to make sure it was cool with you and everything.
Because, you know, see, stuff like that, I just, you know, tune it out, and I just, like, just put it in the box and just, that's it. It's done.
So I just want to make sure it was cool with you and everything.
Fine.
You know, I just brought it up and everything. So, I mean, like I said, I was pretty much like, you know, with your, when we was about to play that game, and it was supposed to, well, all the games for the most part was supposed to be like boys against girls.
Right.
And you know how I've always treated you.
Of course.
You know, ever since I was introduced to you and everything, and then we found out we were cousins. But prior to that, never have I ever said Mikey, Miguel, or anything. You know, it's always been Lala and Natalia, and
my mother knows.
Mother knows. So it's always been Mother knows.
Have me feel like they have Tina or something. Tina knows. Like, mother knows.
But did you not feel good though?
I did feel good.
It always made you feel good. You know, so it respected.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but pretty much, you know, at the party and everything. Even when we got in the car, I told Lala, I said, you know, from me, I was want to apologize for making you feel the type of way, because it was never my, you know, objective to hurt you or make you feel any type of way.
Right.
So I want to make sure I cleared there with that. But pretty much what happened was supposed to be boys against girls, and her sister on the side, you know, it's like, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, hold on, the count is off. And just like, I didn't mean to be as loud as I got and everything. I was like, that's a girl. And Lala was like, just, you know, just stop. I was like, but that's your girl. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, obviously, Lala presents herself as female. You look at the hair, you look at the makeup. I mean, Facebook, you know, Instagram, if you're on Snap and everything. I mean, the names are there, you know, the persona, the personality, and everything. So when I was like, all right, come on, let's depict the teams up and everything, and now we're splitting up the teams. All of a sudden, we have a whole girl on our team, but okay. Well, I was like, nope. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it hurt my feelings. You know, it did, because I told y'all that in the car. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it. You know, it really hurt my feelings. Mm-hmm. But I have learned how to suppress stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, and just look past stuff and just go with it. You know, just to make everything peaceful, mm-hmm. and you know, to keep everything flowing.
But see, that's why when we got in the car and everything afterwards, I was like, you know,
yeah,
because the entire after that, you know, it bothered me the entire time, you know, because I was like, okay, I hope I didn't instigate
it wasn't you at
anything.
All. You didn't do anything.
Hope I didn't do anything wrong. So that's when I got in the car and everything, I was like, well, on behalf of me, you know, let me apologize, because I don't know if I overstepped anything, and that was not my intentions whatsoever. I just want to make sure I was good, because like I said, when it comes down to me, I know my personality and everything, and me speaking up about things I do, but when it comes down to me dating, I'm shy.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay. And I didn't know if that was something that I should have did or said, so I was like, okay, let me make sure.
Yeah.
Let's make sure I'm good. What I didn't want was, I didn't want for me to have said something and then I didn't hear from you for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, what the hell?
Not at all. No, not at all. Not at all. You know, and I do feel like once I fully transition, you know, my sisters will take my nieces and nephews out of my life. You know,
see, that's what I hate. That's what I truly hate.
I know they, you know, will do that. We'll take my nieces and nephews out of my life.
I truly hate that.
You know, so I'm preparing myself for that hurt, you know.
I truly hate that, and you know, that's something that bothers me.
Yeah, so I am preparing myself for that, and I'm like, okay, I don't have my mother, pretty much, you know. My mother, she sees me, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but she don't see me.
No, it sounds perfectly.
I'm here, but it's not the version of me that she wants here. You feel me? So when people tell me,
do you feel that your mother still prays for a normal son?
I think my mother gave up on me years ago. To me, if it could be written off that, you know, you didn't want this child, I think she would have pretty much written that off like quickly.
I wanted to ask that, but I didn't know how to say it, so I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say, do you feel like your mother do you feel like she sees you as the mistaken child?
Maybe so. The only time my mother really acknowledged me on Facebook is on my birthday. That's when all my pictures and everything goes up. You know, and sometimes I do cry. But then there's a part of me that's like, is this only for show? Mm-hmm. Like, are these your true feelings about me? Are these words your true feelings about me? Or is it just a facade? Like, is it just for show? Is it just for Facebook? You know, and most of the church family, like Bethlehem and everything, they know, you know, something wasn't right. Mm-hmm. You know, they knew something wasn't right when I was younger, and I've even told some people about it. Like, our mother does not like me. I've even told people that, and some people have started to see that. You know, because my mama is at home. There's no pictures of me, you know, in her house. Except for one. And that's when you're walking out towards the laundry room. The back way.
Or nobody really sees
the back entrance.
But nobody really sees that picture. Mm-mm. Nobody goes through that way.
Through that way. But all on my wall, all on her wall, you know, of course, is my sister Tiffany. Of course, my sister Tiffany, she knows. She's the only sister that knows. Because we pretty much grew up together. That's my stepsister. That's my stepdaddy's, you know, daughter. But she pretty much knows. You know, and she knows how I feel. And, you know, growing up, she would be like, that's not right, you know? So it made me feel like, okay, I'm not the only one that sees this. I'm not stupid. I'm not going crazy. Like, she truly does not love me. So, going back to what I said on one of our last shows, I believe it was the show that we were talking about, you know, when we first had like the little open heart thing, you know, discussion and all that stuff. People say they see a light in me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I wouldn't say purposely dimmed my own light, but since I wasn't as bright of a star in my mother's eyes as my sisters are, I pretty much damn near just turned the light all the way off. But to other people, it's not off.
You see the glimmer.
It's bright to other people. They be like, you have this light about you. And I'm looking like, where? I don't see it. And I'm trying not to cry because I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to mess with this. I'm not going to mess with this eyeliner. I'm not going to do it. But it hurts. It does. And it makes me feel like, you know how Cinderella felt? It makes me feel like that. I believe that I am Cinderella at times. Because it's always, Mikey, can you do this? Or, you know, can you do that? Or, Mikey this, Mikey that. Oh, I got this, you know, mommy's here and all that stuff. When I got my first apartment with my sister Zakira, it took a minute for my mother to come to see the apartment. My grandmother, she was all up through there. She was happy. You know, my mother, she came and everything, and she was just like, this is nice, you know, this is nice. I'm happy for you. And then I remember when my sister got her apartment, all the praises, all that stuff, you know, I mean, there 24/7. My mother, she was living in an apartment at the time. And it was off of Haywood Road, and we lived on Pelham Road, so we was pretty much right down the street from each other. She barely came. The second apartment I had, she never came to the apartment. I was like, you know, hey mom, I'm living at such and such and everything, and you know, I had a roommate again, you know, me and Jarvis, my aquarium and everything. We, you know, stayed together, and like, hey mom, you want to come and see the place today? I'll come by after work or whatever. Nothing. Didn't come. And then it was right down the street from where my stepdad's church is, of course, so he preaches at now still. And
she came out the church and
never came. Hey mom, you want to come and see my place and everything? Nothing.
So
but you're at my
for that acceptance and that praise.
I have. I still do. That's why I help myself back. Because I feel like a nobody. When I got in relationships and everything, I wanted that acceptance that my mother didn't give me. And at first, you know, it felt good. But then came the abuse and the neglect and the feeling of just feeling like you're a nobody because they would tell you or make you feel like you was worthless. And then it'll put me back to that state of, dang, nobody wants me. You know, and in 2015, you know, that relationship really did it for me. You know, not speaking of the one, your cousin, not speaking of that one, but the other one, that one really did it for me, because I'm like, I'm trying here. I'm trying to love you. I'm trying to please you. Why can't you just love me back? Why do you hate me? And then it'll go back to my mom. And then, you know, depression will really set in, and I will go through this phase of, or thoughts of, why am I still here? Like, what is my purpose? My mom doesn't love me. My boyfriend, he's here. I feel all alone. I feel alone. So why am I here? And then I had lost my job on top of that and everything. And when I tell you, I had a nervous breakdown. Like, I destroyed everything in this room. My ex, he came in, or my boyfriend at the time, he was just like, oh shit. Like, everything was just everywhere. Drawers flying out and everything. I had a nervous breakdown.
Was this too much?
It was too much. It was way too much. And the job I had, it was over 10 years. I had the job. That was my first job ever. You know, I had it. That was my first job ever. So I had it for 10 years, or 10, or maybe 11 years. I can't remember. But after that happened, I just pretty much lost it. Because at the time, I had an apartment and everything, and I had to leave because I lost the job, and I had to move back here. You know, and I didn't want to. You know, because I felt great being on my own. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, you know, like, you're finna, you know, transition and everything, and then boom, I'm back at square one. And I'm grateful for my grandparents and everything. I am. I'm grateful for them. But I know that I can't live my life the way I want to under their roof. Even though my grandmother approves of me, I just can't live my life to the full potential that I know that I can be, and that I want to be, under this roof. So, you know, of course, you know, the kids and everything, and I love the kids. I do. I love all my nieces, nephews, and cousins. I do. But I do know that once I do fully transition, that they will probably not be a part of my life anymore, until they probably get older and maybe find me, or want to find me.
How would you handle that?
I'm trying my best now to prepare for it. Like, mentally, I'm trying to prepare for it, so that way when it happens, and it'd be like, okay, like I did with everything else. You know, shed a few tears or so, then the next day, you know, just go on my business, be okay. Just another box. You know, and it hurts, but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's not what it will end up being. But I can only be me. My sister out here doing her, she has 2 kids and everything, modeling and all that stuff. And I used to model as a kid. I did commercials and everything. But you want to know who was there? My grandmother. My grandmother took me to those auditions, took me to those photo shoots and all that stuff. And we flew to Philly and all that, and my mama know. So to see my sister modeling and doing all this, and you sitting here praising her for doing, and I understand, I love my sister and all that stuff, and I love what she's doing, but at the end of the day, you could have showed me the same support as you show my sister now. You know, and I saw Onisha's comment under my sister's, you know, about the #1 supporter thing and how my mama was, you know, so amazing and all that stuff. And I just chuckled and I said, if you only knew. So that's why I tell people that if you have kids, or if you're planning on having kids, whatever, and if your kids turn out to be transgender, gay, bisexual, what have you, don't disown them. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, it's a mental thing that goes on, and then you just want to feel accepted. That's why people go to the sex trade. Because sometimes maybe it's the father, maybe it is a mother who didn't love them, and maybe they can only cope with it by having sex, or maybe they can cope with it by, you know, shooting up on drugs and everything. There's ways, and thank God I didn't take that route, but I have noticed that I have became a more sexual person. I be making videos. I do, and it makes me feel good when, you know, people like that. People show me love and everything, and I be like, okay.
It's like you wrong.
Excuse you. I'm not telling that.
You nasty.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a site or anything like that. It's not a site. But you know, just like when I'm talking to people and everything, they be wanting to, you know, see videos. And I was the type of person, I say, you know, I would never, you know, do something like that. Back in my 20s, you know, I used to say it all the time. You know, I would never, you know, just be the person just have sex with anybody. But now I'm starting to feel like, since nobody wants me as far as a relationship goes,
I'll just take it where I can get it.
Yeah, maybe this is another route that I can
just become numb.
Yeah, feel wanted, feel loved, and everything. But two people who I will say, outside of, you know, you and my, you know, other cousins, is DJ Kells and Robin. They make me feel so good because they see the potential in me. And Mama Ebony do too. Mama Ebony want me to be in the pageant so bad, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be in it this time. It takes a lot, you know, money and all that stuff. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be in it.
That's the entry fee and everything too.
Yes, and so I'm like, I'm not gonna be in it this time, child. So, but they support me 100%.
You know what? This is another reason why, you know, I've definitely have always said, family is not what you're born into; it's what you make. You know, you can't choose your family. I know a lot of people have always said you can't choose your family, but you can. Yeah. You know, and you know the names that you have just listed. You know, those can be family members.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. And I truly do love them from the bottom of my heart, and I'm thankful that they have given me an outlet, because I've told people before that I've, you know, wanted to get back into performing and everything, and I would never do it. I would, because it was a fear. It was fear.
You see how hard I pushed.
Yeah,
you see
it was fear.
I asked you all the time.
Yes.
All the time. When is the show?
Exactly.
When is the show? When are you gonna perform? Oh, I would seriously send her songs. I would love to see you sing the song. I would love to see you do this song. I think you would be great to the song. I think this song, if you did the song, it's your coming out song and everything, you know, or your re-entry song and everything. Oh my God, I can see the cameras now and everything. Like, pushed so hard. So the day that she was like, it's gonna happen, I believe when I see it.
Yeah,
and then when it happened, because that's why I made her that promise. I said, when you set the date and you go for it and everything, I said, we're not driving to the show, we're riding in style.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And back to this whole, you know, Janet If and all that stuff. when I was a kid watching the video and everything, I would try to, you know, copy the dance moves and all that stuff. And my mama, she caught me one day, you know, doing like the little intro part to the dance moves and everything. She was like, "What you doing out here, exercising?" And you know, it did, you know, hurt my feelings and everything. And then, you know, practicing for that song in the mirror, I would say, I cannot pull this off. For one, I am too big. Two, it looks like I am exercising. Like, it stuck with me.
But you weren't always heavy set.
Well, towards like my teen years and everything, yeah.
So at what age did you start picking up your weight?
I would say at least, well, I would say towards my teen, but in my teen years, 14, 15, something like that. So yeah, I mean, like, cause I carried a lot of stuff, you know, and I would constantly eat. And to this day, I do the same thing. And I could say to myself that, hey, I need to, you know, start going to the gym or start losing weight or start walking and stuff like that, eating healthy. And then all of a sudden, I have a burger in my hands or something. And it feels good going down because it's comfort food. It's comforting me.
I definitely know where you're coming from, because I still to this, I mean, even though I'm losing weight and I'm never even, I started picking up weight, you know, later on and everything myself, but whenever I would talk about weight, I would get the comments, "Are you not that big? You know, you're not bad. You know, you're not this, you're not that, and everything. Your weight looks good on you. You carry it. It's proportionate." You know, but I would say the same thing. You know, I'm going to the gym, and I would do that whole, "Oh, I'll start tomorrow. This will be my last night eating bad." You know, I would use that, you know, that line a lot. This is my last night eating bad. I'm gonna have KFC tonight. I'm gonna have Bojangles tonight, or I'm gonna get me, you know, something from Chili's or something like that. You know, I'm gonna get a bad meal for this last meal, and then I'm gonna start, you know, cutting things in half. I'm gonna start eating healthy. And even when I found out about the salads, you know, a salad can still be unhealthy, you know, because if you do it wrong. You know, a lot of us grew up, you know, with thinking that no matter what you did to a salad, it was healthy.
It was healthy.
It was healthy.
Got it in ranch. It's healthy.
You can have Boston vinegar red. You can have ranch on it.
Just drench it.
Just drench it, but it was healthy because it was a salad.
Right.
But come to find out, having that much dressing was wrong. Having too much meat on it was wrong. You know, adding that much croutons was wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, darn.
Yeah.
You have to have way more green than you had anything else. You know, you have to have lentils and beans and, you know, fruit and things like that, you know, on the salad. And barely any, when I say barely, I mean like your dressing had to be more along the lines of a little olive oil or some lemon juice, and that should be your dressing. So the dressings that we use, that, you know, can I get some balsamic vinegar red? Can I get some ranch? Can I get some honey mustard, you know, dressing? When we list all those dressings, if you're going to use it, use that much. You should not have a bite of dressing per forkful. Right. And it's ironic, it's crazy. Because you think when you eat a salad, I'm good. I'm doing the right thing. I'm having a good lunch. I'm having a good dinner. I'm having a good snack. But when you eat a salad, when you eat a forkful, and then you kind of go back behind yourself and wipe off the side of your mouth because you got ranch on the side of it, that was a bad forkful.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
Yes. So I am 34 years old now. It's time for me to start living for me.
Well, I definitely think that life that you was talking about has definitely went from it being dim to its definitely brightest.
To performing.
Yes, because
performing.
Since you're performing again, that light has definitely has come back.
Right, and that's all I want to do is perform. I want to tour and all that stuff. I want to, just continue it. Not just at club, everywhere. Just continue to be great.
If you got invited to Washington, would you go?
I would go. I really would. And
because it's one thing to be invited to, Atlanta and Charlotte, because those are local for us.
Yeah.
But to be invited to DC,
right,
and invited to New York,
right. Now, mind you,
that's a different story.
2013. That's when I did it solo. But I had been performing with a group with my cousin Brittany and Dez before 2013. So I've been performing. And then 2013 was supposed to be Degalicious' comeback performance. But then one person had to, kill it, and then the other person was like, well, it's not gonna look right with just two people up there. We need a third person up there, So she just decided to, be my background dancer. And I was like, okay, well, I need like 2 more background dancers, okay? So let's just make this thing happen. Round Studio made it happen. And that was my 2013 solo performance. And then after that, it just kept going. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. It just stopped. I could have been bigger than what I am now. And I feel like I'm starting all over again. And I have to tell myself, like, in between these little breaks and everything, as I perform again, I have to, tell myself, Lala, don't you quit. Do not quit. No matter what song you choose, you perform it to the best of your ability. And having the flu and everything, getting over that wasn't going to be my original. The 2 songs that I had selected, that wasn't going to be it. I wasn't
more energetic.
It was going to be more energetic.
But the show had to go on.
The show had to go on, and you know what? When I went out there,
another person took over.
And I hate to sound, demonic or anything like that, but it happens. It's that energy. You see people and all that stuff. You see the crowd and all that. People handing you, ones and all that stuff. And I went there with the intentions that I wasn't going to make any money. I was like, nobody is going to love this. I was like, I don't know who the other people are who are performing and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, so here I am starting out with a slow song. Now back in 2013, 2014, at the beginning of 2015, I want to say that's when I stopped. But no, 2013. Yeah, 2013. But I had entered into this contest. Mama Ebony, you met her. She was like, you doing all these upbeat songs and all that stuff, and she was like, I really want to see you do a ballad. She said, the next performance you do, I want to see you do a ballad. And I was winning all these contests at the castle, and then people was telling me, be glamorous. And I'm looking like, all I know how to do is flip my hair, girl. And they're telling me to be glamorous and everything. Mama Ebony, she was just like, I really want you to do a ballad. She said, the next time you come out here, you need to do a ballad. I couldn't do a ballad. I don't know how to do ballads. But that I'm going down, that was energy from a previous relationship I had. That was coming from your cousin.
You have to channel it.
That was coming from your cousin.
Yeah.
The whole I'm going down, I can love you thing. And then going back to my other ex before him and all that stuff. And, I can love you better than she can.
And that's one thing about lip syncing. Everyone thinks that only, queens and drag kings can do it and everything. I can lip sync. I don't do it as professional or anything of that nature. When I was in a relationship, we used to go to shows and everything. Yeah. And of course, I'm, watching the show, and I'd be performing right along with them.
Yes.
So, I'd be lip syncing, and I remember one time I was lip syncing, with, the song, and a group of people had took their eyes off the queen and was watching me. And they had told my boyfriend at the time, it was like, girl, he did that song. And I was like, what I did? I mean, because when you do a song, or any song, any ballad, any song that it is, you find something within that song. You find the meaning behind that song and everything, and you channel it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't just go and you have fun with it and everything. Right. If it's a love song, you got to have that love behind it. Absolutely. And everything. If it's a sad song, you don't just be smiling the entire time. It's like, it's a sad song. No. Right. And you might be able to smile at the crowd here and there because, it is the lip sync.
Right. So, right, absolutely.
You're like, thank you, girl.
I don't think that I'm better than anybody like that, but I consider myself a entertainer. Mm-hmm. I've always told people that you're going to get your money's worth, okay? You paying $10 to get into a club. Mm-hmm. And all these queens come out here and do songs. What are they doing mostly? Walking around. Mm-hmm. Walking around. And most of them are being glamorous and all this stuff. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But me, on the other hand, you're going to get energy. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a great show because at the end, I'm going to be pouring out sweat. Mm-hmm. It's not all about the tips for me, but doing the whole Mary J. Blige thing, I said, I am not going to get no money from this. But I had different reasons because when I heard I'm going down, it did something to me. I felt it. And then I remember, talking to God and everything. I was like, God, if this is a song that is meant for me to perform, show that to me. And I remember maybe a week or so later getting in the car, and you know how you have your Bluetooth and everything. Mm-hmm. Well, getting in the car and everything, crunk it up. Next thing I know, ding, 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 ding. I said, okay. I didn't say that tonight. I said the Lord works in mysterious ways because I had a moment with the Lord tonight. Yeah. Right before I came here, I had a moment, and it took everything because I had to drive, so it took everything out of me not to have a praise break, but it happens. It's real. It's real. And people don't know it. People don't believe it. And this is one reason why I know for a fact that I could never, when I say never, I could never be atheist. Never. I don't try hard like I should to convert people because, that's supposed to be the Christian way. Mm-hmm. But your religion is your religion. But I just know the Lord has been way too good to me and everything, Absolutely. And I know we all have, that moment where we just want to give up and want to just lay down and, ball up into a ball. Right,
and,
absolutely.
To say, the world has passed me by. But, no, the Lord has been way too good to me for me to be like, I can't. I got too much life to give. I got too much love to give. I got too much life to live. And I'm going to live it glamorously. I'm going to live it grandly. And it's. I'm either going to do it by myself or I'm going to do it with somebody. I'm going to do it with family. I'm going to do it with friends. Right. I'm going to do it with a dog, a cat, and my fish.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to buy a horse. I'm going to ride him to the sunset. It is what it is. I'm going to go to the Bahamas again this year and everything. And I'm going to find me a horse to ride down the beach. Oh, my gosh. Okay? Look.
Yes.
And I don't care who like it or don't like it.
Right.
I'm going to be me. I'm going to love me. Because the Lord has done way too much in my life for me to be sitting here complaining about what I do and I don't have. Right. Yes, I have my weak moments. I'm human. But child, the Lord has worked His miracles in my life. I had way too many blessings.
Absolutely.
Way too many blessings.
And for me, I have way too many people
Mm-hmm.
who are rooting for me
Mm-hmm.
to, win.
And all those are blessings.
All those are blessings.
All those are blessings.
And before anybody seen those videos on Facebook, before I even put them on Facebook and stuff, my grandmother, I showed my grandmother, she was the first person who actually did come. She was like, "How did it go?" I said, "It went good," and she
I'm gonna start calling your grandma Bobby Pin grandma.
She was like, "Okay, so let me see the video," and it shocked me because I'm like, "You really want to see me perform?" And then seeing me as Janet Jackson, she was like, "You move just like Janet." She was like, "Even your mannerisms are like Janet. Taking the money from people and everything." She was like, "You had mannerisms like Janet." And so, doing the Mary J. Blige thing, she had never seen me in heels other than the whole Beyonce performance back in 2013. And so wearing those boots and everything, she was like, "Honey, you stepping in those boots." she was like, "You better strike a pose." Ooh. She said, "Honey," then she said, "Work." I said, "What do you know about work?" But I forgot that her hairdresser used to be transgender.
Back in their day.
Back in their day. And so she was like, "Lee always wanted me to go to a drag show." And she said that I believe that she couldn't make it the time. Well, it was at the times when he wanted her to go to see like certain queens and everything. She was working, of course, and so she couldn't make it. But she was like, "This brings back memories," and so she was like, "You did that," and she was like, "I am so proud of you," and for her to say that, it meant the world to me. It did, because it made me feel like I was finally somebody. And then watching those videos, like sometimes I watch those videos, back to back again, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I am somebody." Like, people are actually rooting for me to, continue. And then you got people on Facebook and everything. I'll be there. My cousins, who said they was going to be there, I didn't think they was actually coming. But they showed up for real. I'm like, "Oh my God, y'all really showed up for me." They was like, "I wouldn't have missed this for." I'm like, "Y'all showed up for me." The one that was in the one that was in the white, and my other cousin, said, and I'm like, "Oh my God."
My I am somebody moments and everything. It's like when I have holidays off of work and we have our premieres. Instead of me watching the premiere on my phone or something or on my computer, at my office, what I do, because I have a smart TV at home, I watch our premieres, or I do our premieres on my TV. So I have my I am somebody moments that way, because I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm on TV." I'm on TV. Oh my God, I'm on TV. I mean, it's one thing to see yourself on your phone, because it just feels like, "Oh, okay, I recorded myself on my phone," because you can do that every day.
Yeah.
But when you put it on your TV, it's like, "Oh my gosh," because it feels like a network signed me in that moment. I'm on Bravo, I'm on, Spike, or I'm on Oxygen. Any network that I can think of, that I can fathom in that moment, has signed a contract and my name is on it, and at any moment a check is coming in the mail. That's how I feel in that moment that I'm doing that premiere. And because all I see is you and me sitting on the TV, and we just talking out, talking our little heads off. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Absolutely.
I mean, because the phones are great.
Yeah.
The cameras on the phones, everything, they're wonderful. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this 60-inch TV. I'm like, I can't wait for the day. I'm like, it makes you feel wonderful.
It makes you feel wonderful.
So I understand you when you looking at your videos, of past performances, and people are, handing you money, and you're in that moment and everything. So, and you're reliving it. So I love it, and I know it. I mean, because of course I've been to 2 performances so far, and I can't wait to go to others.
Thank you.
So,
and it's not even about the tips for me. For me, it's just about entertaining
the performance itself,
entertaining people, and going out there doing Mary and all that, I was like, okay, here it is. And I told you, you was talking me through everything. I was like, Marquise, they're not gonna like this. I was, just doubting myself, And then, they was like, and Miss Lala.
The last one and everything, because I think I enjoyed that one. Not because of your performance more, but because of when we was backstage and everything, and I was, giving your pep talk and everything, and I was like, you're gonna do fierce, you're gonna do great, they're gonna love you and everything, and then that darn door popped up and he said, honey, you're gonna do fine.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know he was back there. They scared the mess out of me.
And his darn shirt was open and I was like,
yes,
that's one of my favorite parts. And he talking about something that's a full mirror, a full body mirror. You want to come in here and look, and I was like, should I go in there with Lala?
Yeah, and he talked to me for like a little bit and all that stuff, so that calmed me down. And then when they said, and now Miss Lala,
But it was shortly after I had walked away that they called your name. So like I said, I gave you your pep talk, but she had it there and no flip. Oh, he told son, honey, you gonna do the spine and everything. Don't you doubt yourself and everything. I was like,
yeah. What?
How you doing?
So
I was like, Lala, what's his name again? You wasn't even listening to me though. I was like, Lala, what's his name again?
I forget. But he was really, really good though. He was good. Everybody was good.
He was phenomenal.
Everybody was good. And I wish that, they would have like a personal videographer. Like, come out there and record all of the shows.
Yeah, we can watch the entire show if you wanted to buy. Like if you wanted to buy it and then they send it to you in the mail, or you come back up and get it. Right. That'd be great. But I mean, we understand that all that costs us money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, maybe one day all this happens. So.
Right.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. But I'm truly thankful for where I am in my life now. And you saying earlier that I thought about taking my life. I was like, why would I want to do that now? I'm like, I'm happy. I have shows to rehearse for. Like, this is not dates. This is not it, guys. Like, I'm not just performing at Club Epic. I'm performing other places too. Very, very soon. And then people
like Robert,
keep telling me,
she about She about to go look from here to New York, down to Biloxi. Look, she about to be down in Texas. Over there in Louisiana.
I get inboxes. People, they be like, when are you performing If again? I'm like, I'll let you know. Because I am performing If again.
If you watch AJ and the Queen, you saw that she had a signature song, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I am performing If again. Like, and I may perform it, again and again at other clubs too.
Because she Queen's signature, Queen's usually sometimes do have signature songs.
Right.
And typically the only person who knows that the song has been performed 30 times is the entourage who's following them.
Now, I remember going to the castle and everything, and they had this queen named Miss Ray Sanders. Honey, I used to love her, and I still do. I can't find her nowhere. Now, I think she performed at Scorpios, I believe. Still. But she used to do Tina Turner at the castle.
She may have at Scorpios.
I think she do it like that's like her number one. I said that's like her number one. Signature song.
She's not up in age at all.
I don't think she is.
I mean, she's still young. But she's hit a few numbers.
She's been on America's Got Talent, I believe, and
you know what? I think about maybe 2-3 years ago, she actually hosted a pageant at South 29. If I'm not mistaken, because she said her signature song like Tina.
Proud Mary?
I think it's Proud Mary, but her look.
Yes.
Her look is similar to Tina's.
Yes.
She hosted a pageant at South 29.
Yes, and I know going to the castle and everything, and sometimes she do Mary J. Blige, sometimes she'll switch it up and everything. But when she came out as Tina Turner, you knew that Proud Mary was somewhere in that mix. And so when she did it before, I was like, dang it, where's Proud Mary at? Like, she would always kill it.
See, it's not even with me when I saw her, it wasn't even the Proud Mary vibe that I got from her. It was the What's Love got to do with it.
That's that's one of the songs she did too. And so
she really gives you that What's Love got to do with it, and you know, like that.
Right.
You know that.
Right.
Like she'd do that two-step, child.
Yeah.
You know, and then that pose. I'm like, yeah, she got Tina.
What? Absolutely.
She has Tina.
So I know before I tag Miss Jackson in one of my videos, I'm gonna really have to step it up because you know that first performance and everything, I was a little nervous about the whole wig thing. I was like, I can't dip down too hard because I don't want these pins to just slip out. You know, so.
Oh, that wig wasn't going nowhere. That's why I started calling your grandma Bobby Pin Grandma.
You're so silly. You're so silly. But yeah, so I had a really good time. I'm enjoying myself now. I'm enjoying my life, you know, and whether I have a boyfriend or not, I have family, you know, you all, and you know, of course, DJ Kells and Robin and everybody, you know, who supports me. And gaining, you know, new people into my life, you know.
I would definitely have to say during the performances and everything, because, well, you and I have been out. I mean, even when I'm going out by myself downtown and everything, I would have to definitely say that I'm having those moments now, too, where, you know, somebody walk up to me now, I'm like, I love the show. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
What?
What exactly?
Which show? Because you have to remember.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what show? Oh, my show.
Child.
What? You watch?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, because
it's amazing. It's amazing.
I still get thrown back. You know, I'm like, huh?
It is amazing.
It is, you know. But, child, we have gone almost 2 hours on confessionals.
And I have tried not to cry and all that stuff, and because I got this good eyeliner on. Right up my face. So I guess now we can
open the lines really fast.
Maybe about 15 minutes, maybe
roughly
20 minutes.
Roughly, I don't think we can do 20 minutes because it's gonna be a long premiere.
True.
So I think we could maybe do 15, maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. Hi guys, we're back.
We are back. We're back. So. Y'all, it is that time where you can now call in. We've had our moments, child. I ain't gonna lie. Right. As y'all will see and everything in the premiere, I lost it. I lost it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm a G because I didn't, you know.
Child, she almost went there. She fought it back.
I did. I had to.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But now is the time where y'all can definitely call in. You know,
right.
It's the time, you know, where you can talk about what's on your mind, where if there's something that's been weighing heavily on your chest that you want to get off, you know, we're here. We can talk about it. You know,
the number to call is 864-444-2428. 2428. Yeah,
yes.
That's what I put. 2428. I think that's what I put, right?
So you can either call in on Periscope or you can call in you know, on the number that is posted. Right. You know, so
no trolls.
No, you get hung up on immediately.
Yeah, because this is not that show tonight, okay guys?
Tonight is not that show.
So but yes, if you have something else on your mind, go ahead and call in right now.
Yes, tonight is definitely not that show. So yeah.
And if not, then we'll just go ahead and end the show. But we had a great show. The show was like,
I know. You know, initially I said, or we said 30 to 45 minutes.
But it went deep.
We kind of went there tonight.
Yeah, it was deep tonight.
We kind of went there tonight and everything.
If you thought the first show was something, this show, oh my god!
Sorry, Miss. You will have to join the premiere on YouTube. That's Lala and Devontae. Make sure you put that space between the LA. You know, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe right now so you can get that notification. You know, so when the premiere goes live, that you'll be able to see it in its entirety, in its raw form. But we really, really want y'all to be there to see it, to experience it.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that this show, normally, you know what I say, what goes on up there is not what's going to happen down there, but it's probably going to be one of those commentary type shows where we're just going to be talking in depth about what we were going through with this show.
I would have to say that this show is a true tearjerker.
You know.
And not trying to, you know, just for promotion, but no, it really is a true tearjerker. Because it was a shocker to me that some of the stuff that you know, even said, I'm like, what? Like, I'm talking to you and all that stuff, like, almost every other day, and then we get here, and then I'm like, no, I would have never known.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god,
we're not gonna give away anything about the show or anything. So because we really want y'all to go to YouTube on Friday, and you know, at 8:00 sharp, and watch the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys like to call, I'm like super bleached over here. My goodness!
Right now is the time for y'all to call in. So we're waiting. You have maybe about another 5 minutes or so. You know.
Yeah. Then we're gonna just.
It will be the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. So, like I said, Periscope, Facebook. If you have something on your chest that you want to talk about, something that's been weighing heavily on you.
Yeah. It can be something that you've been experiencing
for the last few years.
Situation. And rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, and to his daughter, and to everyone
who was on the aircraft,
on the helicopter and everything. So, and let's just remember that it's not. I understand that Kobe, you know, was a celebrity and everything, but those people's lives mattered too. So let's always address them by their names as well when we're writing statuses, or you know, or when the stories come out about such. You know, let's just mention everybody's name because they lost their lives too, and their families are grieving as well. So our hearts and prayers goes out to all of the families.
Yes. So. Y'all got
cousin.
roughly 3 to 4 minutes left, you know, to make those calls if you want to call in.
So go ahead and call in. If you want to say hello to us, that's fine too.
Exactly. You know.
That's fine. Hi, cousin.
Hello,
cousin.
To each and every last one of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like I said, remember, you know, this Friday, Facebook. And make sure you go ahead and, you know, follow us on Facebook.
Yep, the L&D Show, Instagram, Lala_Devante, and hit us up in our email.
Yes, the L&D Show 2017 at gmail.com.
So make sure you guys do that. Okay.
Send us those topics. You know, those words of encouragement.
Yeah.
You know, that love. So
you're right. I was at the gym when Kobe and everyone. Yeah, it was sad. I didn't believe it at first. Somebody had said "Rest in peace," you know, Kobe on Facebook, and I'm like, "What?" And you know, I had to go to CNN to see if it was true. And then they were talking about it. I was like, "Wait a minute, really?" Like, it was a shocker to me.
When I heard it, I was at home.
Hey, James.
Hello. When I heard it, I was at home, and you know how people in the neighborhood get, you know, just names. And my brother was talking to my little cousin. He was like, you know, CJ, he said, you hear what happened to Kobe? No, he said, did you hear what hurt? He said, did you hear what happened? And, you know, my little cousin said, Kobe Bryant died. And it didn't dawn on me that it was actual Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's, you know, a kid from the neighborhood, you know, a guy from the neighborhood. I'm like, So then I look at my phone, and literally, as soon as I look at my phone, like 15, 20 notifications. I'm like, Kobe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was a shocker to me. It was a shocker. It was a shocker to everybody. You know, I still can't believe it.
But see, I was under the impression, because you know the way the news does things, I was under the impression that Kobe was on the helicopter alone. It was just him and the pilot.
But then, you know, as time went on, you hear that
it was him, his daughter,
other
family. It was another family, you
coach,
know.
and all
so I was
that
like,
stuff.
wow,
Yeah.
You know, so that was crazy. It was really crazy.
Devontae looks nice, and so do you, Lala. And I was at home
Thank
in the
you.
bed. Oh, you was at home in the bed. Oh, yeah, that's what Dad said. Awesome.
Thank you so
guys,
much.
I guess we're gonna wrap up this show.
Yes, I think we
But,
are.
If y'all do want to, keep the comments rolling on like the premiere, if you want to watch the premiere with us and everything, like I say, it's gonna be a very emotional premiere. So, me personally, I don't like shows like this because I'm a very fun person. And
I don't think no one does.
It had, it had to be dragged out of me. Like, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get this over with. Because I hate crying in front of people. So let alone, I'm not about to cry on camera. But there was moments, child. I said, nope. don't you roll past that eyeliner. You better not do it. In the premiere, you may see my eyes going up like this and everything, and that's because I'm trying to keep that tear from like coming down. Like, no, bitch. Nope, don't you do it.
Oh, goodness.
Stop it.
I'm done.
Because we didn't have no tissue or nothing, and I forgot to bring the tissue in, child. So I'm like, oh, shucks. I don't feel like getting up. So, but it's okay. But thank you guys for tuning in to.
Yes.
And I know some people are probably mad.
I know there are some people, who traditionally watch the show through and through.
Yeah.
Who are probably cursing our names right now.
Yeah.
But
how they gonna go in for like about a minute or so and go off? And so y'all recording the show and we can't see it, girl. Bye.
I know, but we love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here, and thank you for understanding.
Right.
So, but like I said, the entire show in its uncut, unraw form, outside a few things that we have to pull out regardless, will be on YouTube this Friday at 8 o'clock. So, get your wine ready. Get your tissues ready. Just get your blanket ready. Because you're going to need a comfort blanket. You might need a comfort blanket for this show. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
It's... The show, for me, was therapeutic. Okay? I needed it. I deserved it. I believe Lala did as well. So...
Yeah. So this is gonna be. I'm not looking back at this video when I edit it. I'm just gonna do cut out a few things, as far as names and all that stuff that was mentioned. Because I looked at the time and all that stuff. I was like, okay, so this is what I okay,
yeah. And so, just to let y'all know and everything. Be prepared for a lengthy premiere. I'm just gonna let you know up front. It's gonna be a lengthy premiere.
Yeah.
But we'll be there with you the entire time.
Yeah, because right now we at 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Going on 8 minutes. So
it will be a lengthy premiere, but from beginning to end, we'll be there the entire time as well.
Right, absolutely. So
with each and every premiere, we're in the house as well. In the comment section. You make a comment, we make a comment.
Right.
You say hey, we say hey. You say bye, we say bye.
Right, absolutely.
You leave the room, we don't. So we're there until we pop up at the end. We say, wait. Don't you forget to like.
We're there saying I love you and all that stuff. Like, dang, we'll see you next Tuesday, man. But, on a serious note, before we end this live, make sure that you guys truly tell people how much they mean to you. Hug them, love on them, give them their flowers while they're here, because you never know what tomorrow or the next minute or hour may bring. So make sure that you do that. Make sure you tell them how much you love them, how much you appreciate them. Give people their flowers while they're here, because when they're gone, they can't feel that.
Amen.
But give that to them right now while they're here. Starting tomorrow, let's be better people tomorrow. So I love each and every one of you guys. And on that note, I'm Lala.
I'm Devontae.
And we will see you all this Friday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Alright. Bye, guys.
You can break down now if you want to.
Oh, child, you're so silly. I'm so glad this is over with. No, just playing.
Wait. Before you go anywhere,
Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
make sure you click that bell.
Make sure you comment.
And make sure you like and share all of our videos in that order.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.